Good morning, my friends. Good morning, good morning. How's everyone doing? Welcome back. Welcome back to the stream. Yeah, that Yankee perfect game, huh? Let's go Tesla. That's right, chef. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Hope everyone's having a good morning. Yeah, I watched Doc play Only Up. Kevin. I watched him roast Timmy, too. I love him. I love him. Doc gets some crazy donations. Crazy. People love that guy. Morning, guys. Morning from Miami. There you go, Ryan, with the peach emoji. Peach, coffee, and beach. That's right. That's Miami for you. Put the $sign in there, too. Yeah. Morning. What's up, A-Tech? CRM. We'll slip it in there, chef. 2-month hiatus. All right, welcome back. You're in Miami, Umar? All right. Naples? Mike Guitar, Naples, Florida. Where at? I'm from Naples. Yeah. That's from Dr. Disrespect. Go watch Dr. Disrespect on YouTube. Schedule? We'll see in a second, Mike. We'll see in a second. No stream mañana. Correcto. Yeah, so I'll say it once more people are in here, but no stream tomorrow for you guys that are here early. Just so you know, the early guys are more important. The people that trickle in at the end that start to, oh, look at this, and whatever. The guys that are here, you guys that are here, 500 of you that are here bright and early, no stream tomorrow. We'll be out of the country tomorrow, so I'm gonna try to do I'll probably provide some futures levels tomorrow, but I'm gonna try to take the day off, man. So I'll try to get some futures levels in there. But tomorrow's a good day to, take everything that we learn and apply it without apply it by yourself, scale down if you're not comfortable. It's Friday, right? Friday, 0 GTE, maybe a good day to take off. I'm happy, right? Because I know that there's no way I lose my ass on 0 DTE tomorrow, right? That's what I'm just happy about that. I don't have to worry about a Friday 0 DTE tomorrow. I can relax. I'm going to Isla Mujeres. Should be fun. Should be nice. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are going on vacation, Kevin. I agree. I mean, it's people are probably going to look at tomorrow as, let me take tomorrow off. We got a half day Monday, no trading Tuesday. So take advantage of it, right? A lot of people are probably going on some longer trips, with their families, stuff like that. I'm sure there's not going to be a lot of action in Wall Street tomorrow, especially not on Monday and Tuesday. So, yeah, definitely a nice little break. So hopefully you guys enjoyed as well. Find a way to enjoy the breaks, man. That's important. We talked about this yesterday. Find a way to enjoy the breaks. All right. Well, let's get started. Welcome back, guys. Hope everyone had a good day yesterday. Yesterday was a pretty textbook day. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I think every single thing we talked about yesterday in the live stream came true. So we were pretty spot on there. ES 4400 hold, Nasdaq hold, Tesla 250, Netflix off that 415. That thing went straight up. Apple bull flag off those highs. It was pretty nice. Everything we sort of talked about worked out pretty well there. So congrats if you caught some of that. Hopefully yesterday's live stream prepared you well. We'll try to do the same today. Some key levels again. Yeah. Let's do it. So today, 29th, we had MU earnings yesterday. So that is something we should watch today. Little earnings continuation possibly. That retest hold that we talked about is still there very nicely. So MU definitely something to watch today. Here is our economic calendar. Today we had Jerome Powell speak bright and early. Was there anything going on at 2:30 a.m.? Not really. A little upside there, but nothing crazy. Let me pull that back up. Oh, don't want that. Where did my earnings calendar go? Economic, there it is. So there we go. Fed Chair Powell was at 2:30. No, that's sort of gone and not relevant now, I don't think. But 8:30, you guys can see today, 8:30 GDP revision. So this should be interesting. We also have jobless claims at 8:30 as well. So a little bit of possible, volatility here in the morning, 8:30 pre-market. We'll see if there's anything there. And then pending home sales at 10 a.m. Here today as well. So 8:30, 10 o'clock, those are your two spots to watch out for some volatility. Yeah, we did see that bank stress test yesterday as well. It looked like a good stress test. A lot of big banks did pass, so you had some upside on JPM after hours, Goldman Sachs after hours. So a little bit of maybe some positivity over there on the banks today. We'll keep an eye on that. But GDP, jobless claims this morning, pending home sales. Tomorrow, I know we won't be here, but just, pull up the economic calendar. It's on marketwatch.com. Personal income, personal spending, PCE, and then consumer sentiment at 10 o'clock. So, yeah, nothing too crazy, nothing wild here. Little jobless claims, GDP today, nothing too wild, and then no earnings. So, should be a pretty straightforward day when we're looking at levels. Tesla, I think it's heating up again. Tesla, really nice hold at 250 yesterday. That was key. That was just textbook. So, Tesla 250, you guys saw that. If you didn't catch my live trade that I posted on Instagram, I'm going to make a video about it tonight. So make sure to watch that. I'm going to make a little recap and live trade video of my Tesla trade yesterday. So hopefully you guys do enjoy that. Nvidia 420. Still a little bit interested in Nvidia downside. I'm not going to lie. Nvidia is still below 420. And that was a big retest level. So Nvidia 420 still on watch. Something I'm going to point out. That Apple flag break yesterday was really nice. We'll look at that one. That Netflix break and hold over 427, 430. That was really textbook yesterday. We'll take a look at that. MU retest hold. This MU earnings is holding up well. Do we have some continuation here? Definitely something I'm watching. Snow 185. That was a big breakout yesterday. Coming back into that level today. I think this is a nice watch. And then finally, AMD. AMD on a little bit of a battle back. It's looking pretty strong this morning. We'll see if there's any more there. The other one I want to look at is Meta, Shopify, TSM. We'll look at, I think Chef wanted to look at CRM, if I'm not mistaken. CRM. Yeah, I think that's about it. If anything pops into my head, we'll go over it, but I think that's about what I wanted to look at. So, we had Nike earnings after hours today. Was it after hours? Yeah, so Nike after hours could be interesting. All right, let's get started. Nasdaq. Daily chart looks very resemblant of just this is pretty much just another pullback along the way up in my opinion, right? This was a slow pullback. This was something we talked about, posted this on Twitter, talked about how this pullback is really just a retest of some key levels, right? This looks just like another little bull flag on the daily, another pullback that leads to further upside. At least that's what it looks like right now, right? This is not a market-breaking pullback that we've seen. This was just always, it seemed like, a little pullback for potentially more upside. Now, of course, we'll still watch our levels, and we'll play it intraday. But here are our intraday levels today. Here's the hourly chart. Let me go ahead and close my watch list. There we go. So, just sort of textbook here. Textbook little, grind back to the upside. Key levels holding, just sort of this really, really easy to read little, grind higher. So you guys can see, why do I say that? Well, it's because yesterday, right, we said, if we're above 15,000, we have to look for upside. You cannot short back into this bottom that we regained yesterday in the morning. So really nice, right? You can see yesterday we came back, we held that 15K area, which led to that upside, yesterday on the Nasdaq. Now, what's happening this morning that is even more key, right? This is something you really need to pay attention to. Look at the previous support, the rejection, the rejections, the rejections, the rejections, and look at the exact level that the Nasdaq held here in the pre-market today. All right, this 15,130, let's call it 15,130 to 15,150. Let's just call it that. I think you can probably just have that as your zone, 150 to 130, right? You can clearly see how many times the Nasdaq over the last week was unable to break this level, right? Very clear. You can see right here, unable to break. Right here, unable to break, unable to break, unable to break. And this morning, you are turning it into a support, right? So this is easy to read, right? It's very easy to set up your if-then statements here. If the Nasdaq is above 15,130, there is absolutely no reason to be shorting the market, right? There's no reason to come into today and look to short a tech stock if the Nasdaq is above 15,130. You are battling against, you're not trusting supply and demand levels. You are going against the trend of the market. You're going against key levels, key supply and demand zones. All right. So if you are above 15,130 today, if you short back into this level, you are exposing yourself to just a demand hold that would make total sense, right? And that's not rigged. That's not manipulated. That is just simply a demand hold where we previously had a previous triple top, right? So, yeah, that's very key. That's a very key takeaway today. Eric, thank you. Enjoy the long weekend. Appreciate all you do and your insight. I appreciate that, Eric. Thank you very much, my friend. So you got to watch 130 to 150 today. If you're above that zone, you're not looking to short. If anything, you're looking for a pullback into this zone. You're looking for demand to step up, and maybe you're looking for a re-entry to the long side. If you get back below, then you have to adjust, right? You have to, intraday, you have to sort of understand what's going on. If you start to see this reject, right, then you can play that downside. If you get back below this triple top, quadruple top, whatever you want to call this, if you get back below this zone that was previous rejecting, if you get back below it, then of course you have to adjust. You have to react to what we're looking at. But as of right now, as we speak in real time, you are above that level, and you can see this morning on the 5-minute chart, you held it very nicely as a support level, right? Previous highs into support, all right? So that's the first thing, all right? The second thing, which is where you have to be cautious on the upside, right, is this 15,250, all right? Because sure, I don't want to short into this 15,130, 15,150, but I also do not want to long, right, into this. I want to be careful of longs into here. I want to be careful of longs right into here, right? And I also can see that we had some nasty rejections as we approached it yesterday near this 220, 250. All right, so sure, I don't want to be short into this zone, right? But I also am not going to take longs at 250. So it's the same thing, right? We just have to trust our levels. We trust our channel, right? If we see 15150 demand step up, maybe you can look for that long into 250, right? But you have to be a profit taker as you approach the 250. You can't marry it. You can't say, oh, this is going to all-time highs, right? We're just trading in these channels. So the real strong move, if you're looking for some really strong upside, is a hold above 250 now, right? If you get back above 250 now, then, right, then you probably have that upside continuation, right? If you hold above 250, then you probably have that upside continuation. Until then, you're careful here and you're careful here, right? You're looking at the supply and the demand, all right? Yesterday, right, it was pretty much the same thing. You had supply here, demand here. You traded in this channel. You eventually broke out of it here. Today, you got the same concept, right? Same concept here. 15150, 15130 demand, 15250 supply. Look to trade within it. Solomon, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Thank you for the donation. Hopefully you enjoy the streams. Thank you, brother. So 15130, 15150, 15250. Those are your little Nasdaq zone today. QQQ also very, very clean here. Very, very clean here. You guys can see right here, right? What did the QQQ do this morning? Previous highs, previous highs, previous highs, previous highs, previous lows. 365, right? 365 on the QQQ. What is it doing this morning? It's turning it into support. So if the QQQ is over 365, right? If the QQQ is over 365, you are not shorting into that level, right? If you get back below it, if you start to turn this into rejections today, then you could look for that short, right? But you need to be under 365 for a comfortable short there. The other spot, you could look for a rejection, right? 367, 367, 367. Look how heavy it was over here. Look at this 367 rejection here. And so if you do get upside today, all right, if you're holding some kind of an upside play, be careful as you approach 367. All right, if you're in Tesla longs, if you're in AMD longs, and the QQQs are at 367, all right, that should give you that in your head. You should be like, hey, you know, if the Qs reject here, you know, Tesla, AMD, Apple, whatever I'm in, might reject as well. So let me make sure I pay attention to this Q supply, because if the Qs reject supply here, I'm going to get, you know, I'm going to lose profits on my call. So I need to be careful up here. All right, so 367 supply, very clear. 365 demand, clear as day. You got yourself a 2-point range. All right, so you look to trade within it. You look to trade within that 2-point range today. All right, you can see a little bit of, right, you can see those candles up here. You can start to see some of that, you know, those rejection wicks up at this 366 as well. So it seems like it's sort of getting heavy, you know, towards that 366.50, 367. All right, it's starting to get heavy, you know, it's close to this, right around this 366.50. You can see some of these wicks. You can see some of these pre-market wicks as well, all right? But that does not mean, right, this is something I think a lot of us need to make sure we remember, because this is how you get faked out in this market. Sure, this rejection looks nice, right? You might be able to play that rejection play, but that does not mean that you just hold it into this demand, right? Because if you short here, right, and you get a little, you know, 1 point, 2 point move, the market has shown you very, very vivid, or many times, that could be the extent of the downside, and this could be the pop, right? So yes, this rejection looks nice up here, but I would be more comfortable in downside if you actually break this first, right? Because you're pretty much just shorting back into demand, which is something you need to be. There's nothing wrong with that, but you need to have that mindset as you enter a position, right? If you are shorting the Qs up at this supply, right around this 366, 367, you need to have, the idea of the trade needs to be, I'm going to take profits back at the demand. It's not, I'm looking for major downside through all demands. We're breaking down. This is the flush of the year, right? That cannot be the mindset here. You are looking for scalps maybe within a channel, but you have to trust the levels. So 365 demand, 367 supply. That's your little zone today. Let's see if you break either side. ES, this is a nice little hold over 44.25. If you hold over 44.25 today, this is a pretty clear potential upside move here. So here's the hourly chart on the ES. You guys can see break of the downtrend this week. Very strong move on Tuesday. Big break of the downtrend. This was textbook stuff. Look at this. Look at this right here. Look at yesterday morning, right? It's just perfect, right? We talked about this over the voice chat yesterday. If you're in the Discord, we were saying, I don't mind longs off 4,400, right? Because this is your demand. Sure, it was a little bit sloppy, right? In the morning, it was pretty sloppy, pretty messy in the morning. You can see, you really had to stay patient here. You had to trust that the demand would hold. This is where a lot of people that don't trust the levels just get in and out of positions and get sort of messed up, right? They're in longs, they're out of longs, they're in longs, they're out of longs, they're in longs, they get stopped out because they're scared, right? This right here is where you need to enter a position, right? We talked about this yesterday in the voice chat. You need to enter a position and you cannot touch it until you get a clear break of demand, right? That's all you do here. You have to get into a position that you're comfortable in, you're not scared, you're not worried about it breaking down. If it breaks down, you take your loss, you move on with your day, right? You hold it here until it breaks the demand. It never did that. It had some beautiful 5-minute wicks off demand, and then eventually you get your upside move. We took some SPY calls here yesterday, about 100% gain on this push. Really textbook move, right? Just a textbook move. I know you've done it because I've done it too, Toxic. The only way when I talk about things, if you relate to them, trust me, I've done it too, right? I've been there. I've traded, right? I'm not just some moron here that says things because I don't know what I'm talking about, right? I have experienced everything that you might be experiencing. Trust me. So I can talk about that because I vividly remember how terrible that is in my own mind after doing that, right? In my past trading. So you don't learn this without experiencing it. So if this has happened to you, there's nothing wrong with that, right? I have been there too. But this is what you learn over the times, right? This is what you learn over time, right? If you enter that long there, you cannot micromanage a long here. You cannot be in and out of a long, right? If you're watching the 1-minute chart, right, and you're looking at the ES yesterday morning, you can't be like, oh shit, like right here, oh shit, I'm out, right? And then bam, right back up. Right here, oh shit, I'm out. Bam, right back up, right? You just have to trust it, and you need to stay in it until demand breaks. And look at how perfect that 4,400 level held, even after these nasty downside pushes, right? These are fake out candles for weak-handed retail traders right here, right? This gets you real scared, right? Oh my God. And then right here, oh my God, right? This is also where people short before the demand breaks, right? This is also where people go short because they think, oh, here we go, we're going to break demand, and then bam, right? Bam, right in your face, right? So what you do here, right, is you go long because you trust the demand and you just sit there. You don't do anything. You just watch. If it really breaks down, right, if you really get a breakdown, if you start to see this, then you need to accept that you are wrong, right? If you accept that you're wrong here after a break, after a clear rejection, right, then you get out, right? Then you get out. Then you're incorrect. You have to accept you're wrong. But that never happened yesterday, and you can see that led to a very nice upside move. So that is just a good example of demand holding yesterday. Very clear, right? Now, if we zoom in, we can see that 4,400 demand held beautifully, right? You pushed back to the upside. This morning, 44.25 is your level. 44.25. That's your level here. So if I zoom in on this 30-minute, 44.25 was the previous rejection in this zone, right? Right here, 44.25. This is on Tuesday, 44.25. Yesterday, we rejected this 44.25. Today, right, look at where we're at. Look at where we're at today. So If you are above 44.25 today, if you are above Tuesday highs, if you are above yesterday highs, you are not shorting into Tuesday highs, right? You're not going to short the ES back into the highs. That doesn't make sense, right? If you get back below, if you start to see rejection set up, then you could flip, you could flip back to the short side, right? So watch that 44.25 on ES. That's very key. If you hold above that, I would look for further upside. The upside, however, needs to be cautious, right? You need to be cautious on the upside towards this 44.40, 44.45 zone, right? You can see the rejections at 44.40 here. You can see this little rejection zone at 44.40 right up here. And if you do get that upside today, just be a little bit cautious at this 44.40, all right? So the best longs would be on a 44.25 hold for a little, 15-point move to the upside to 44.40. That would make sense today. If you break back under the 44.25, then things could sort of flip. Why could things flip? It's because you're back under the rejection points. Back under this, back under this, back under this. If you fall back under those, then rejections could step in. All right? SPY hit a nerve with all of us. Hey, man, only people that can talk, only reason I can talk about this is because it's experience that we have all been there, right? And people that pretend like they haven't, they're full of shit. And stop following them if they don't say that that's true, because it's goddamn true. 435, right? Look, just perfect. Absolutely textbook yesterday. Look at that 435 demand hold. We talked about this yesterday. If you're above FOM, if you're above these lows, right? If you're above this low, if you're above these highs, if you're above, right? If you hold above that, you're going up, right? And that's exactly what we did. So we moved higher. Now, 438.50, 439 is sort of where I'm a little concerned on the upside, right? You can see up here, 438.50, 439 zone. I'm a little concerned at that, right? That's about your 44.40 on the ES. So if you are long today, right, be careful of this zone above, 438.50, 439, right? Just be a little bit cautious there, right? If we are strong, we could break out of it, but just be cautious as you approach that zone, right? If you are long. I think the key here today, the major key here today on the ES is a hold above this little, it's like this 437 yesterday highs. It's not perfect. I will say that. It's definitely not perfect. But I think a key hold is going to be right in this 437 zone, right? If you hold above this Tuesday high, and if you hold above sort of this little 436.80 area, if you hold above this today and you start to see demand step up, that's going to be your key. This is pretty much the 44.25 level on the ES, right? You guys can see 44.25. That is Tuesday's highs. You guys see right there, right? So if you go to the SPY, just line it up, right? Sort of this 436, 437 zone. It's not perfect, I will say, right? It's not a perfect level. You can see it's a little sloppy, right? Yesterday, you got that nasty rejection right under that supply. But I think you sort of monitor the 437. That's where I'm sort of keeping my eyes on today. What happens at the 437, 436.80, the previous Tuesday high? Does it hold above it, right? And you can see this morning, we're sort of holding above it right now. You can see maybe we're even flagging here, right, on a 44.25 hold for that push into 44.40. So that's what I'm watching today, 44.25 on the ES. On the SPY, it's 437. And then just be careful of this 438.50, 439 supply above, all right? In general, right, if you zoom out and you think bigger picture here, if the ES, right, if the ES is above 435, the entire market's still in a bullish scenario, right? That's something you need to keep in mind, right? If you are above this FOMC low and this low from yesterday, you are still in a bullish scenario, right? So it's not until you get back below that where I think the structure breaks, right? The structure here, when you zoom out and you think big picture, I know we're looking at short-term levels to trade today, but when you think big picture here, the SPY being over 435 is a bullish hold and will likely, lead us to a little bit of more upside here. As long as you're over that 435, you can see how key this level was in the past, right? Look at all these holds here. You're back above it, right? You're back above it, and you have a lot of shorts that are trapped below it, right? So that's really your line in the sand, in my opinion. Over 435, I think you lead to further upside. Flag break, right? Nice demand regain here. Just be careful of this little short-term supply above, all right? Hopefully that helps. Dow Jones, Mr. Mike. Oh, that's nice right there, huh? Oh, that's really nice. Look at that on the Dow. Yeah, that's clean. That's clean this morning. 34.1. I haven't looked at it. It's so funny. Like, I know it's like a nerd thing. It's a nerd out, stock trading nerd out. When I open up a chart for the first time, which this is the first time I'm opening up the Dow chart today, when you see the stocks, a stock just react right at the level you had, it's a great feeling, right? And that's exactly what happened here, right? We had that 34.1 level on the Dow, and look at this hold right there this morning. Absolutely perfect. So if the Dow's over 34.1, right? If the Dow's over 34.1, you are not looking for downside here. This is a very key hold here, over 34.1 on the Dow. If those banks continue, if GS continues, that could help the Dow. It looks like the Dow is actually finding some juice right now. Yeah, look at this. What's going on here? Oh, 8:30. Shit. We got our jobless claims GDP. Oh, boy. All right, let's pull up SPY. All right. GDP 2% versus 1.4. Okay, so GDP above estimation. 2% versus 1.4. Jobless claims 239 versus 266. Okay. That's, I guess you could say, bearish, the jobless claims number, but I don't really know if I care about jobless claims. We'll see if there's any reaction to that. But quarter over quarter GDP 2% versus 1.4. So, you know, man, I'm not I'm not going to make any assumptions on data, right? I don't trade off data. I don't let data even go into my mind, right? I've seen so many times, right? I've seen so many times where people will reach out to me. They'll be like, why did the market go down today when GDP was up, right? Don't even put it in your head. Do not even put it in your head, right? Play the levels, play the movement, whatever's going on, you play it, right? If you reject supply today, you know, and you break back under 437, right? If you're on the SPY and you break back below 437 today, you're shorting the market, right? You're not going to not short because GDP was up today, right? It's something if you're a short-term trader, right? I would just focus on the price action. I don't even try to understand what moves the market higher when it comes to economic data. It's just not even worth it to me. At least that's me, right? That is me. IWM. Hey, I mean, could it get any better, right? I'm gonna leave it at that because we're gonna get into some stocks here. Could it get any better on the IWM? 180, break and retest. If you went long on the retest, you're in the money and you're making some money, right? That's all. That's all I got, right? We talked about this last week. We talked about this early this week. We talked about how if the IWM is over the 180 retest, you look to long it. And that is exactly what happened here. Go back to the live stream yesterday. Go back to the live stream on Monday. You'll hear us talk about the IWM 180 hold. Absolutely perfect. So another great example of a break and a retest and a long at the retest. All right, just another fantastic example. All right, let's continue. Tesla. She made it easy yesterday. I'm not going to lie. She did make it easy yesterday. I am very surprised at how easy she made it. So hourly chart on Tesla. We said yesterday, if you gain 250, look for the longs into 258. So that is pretty much the exact trade that I took yesterday. 250 longs into actually 260, the runner at 260. Do I have my timestamp? Oh, it's in the live trade. If you go watch my live trade on Instagram, the timestamp's on there. So 250 hold, that was crucial yesterday. Let me go to the 2-minute chart and sort of show you what got me interested in the long, right? You'll see it in tonight's video, but I'll give you a little sneak peek. Why did I go long, right? Why did I go long Tesla yesterday? This candle right here, right? This candle right here. You got under 250, right? You got under 250. You got shorts piling in, very aggressive shorts that think under 250 I'm going short, right? That are just sort of not patient, right? This is literally within the first 2 minutes of the market. This candle ruins all of those shorts, right? This absolutely ruins everyone that was short under 250. You regain that level, right? This candle, clear 250 hold. This candle, clear 250 hold. At that point, you have to take the trade, right? There's no more second guessing yourself at that point, right? You have to execute. This is where you need to execute. You need to read this and say, okay, we got back over 250. We just trapped a lot of shorts. We just held 250 twice on 2-minute candles. Really strong wicks off of it. I have to be long here. So grab the longs here and just rode this baby to the upside pretty much all day, right? Right here, break and retest intraday. Look how clean that is. You can see we pushed. We had a little pullback. Wicks were very strong. This actually held VWAP. So I'll actually put on my GOAT strategy here. This is what I trade with, right? So here's your little, right, 9 EMA hold. VWAP held nicely here. Stayed in long, right here. Break, retest, 9 EMA hold. Retest of previous highs. You stay long here, right? Continue to the upside. 260. Started to see supply. Broke 9 EMA. This was my last exit right here. Pretty much a perfect grind in the 9. Holding retests, holding VWAP. And then eventually, right, you break the 9. And that's really where this sort of pulled back. So really textbook day there on Tesla yesterday. Let's go back to our daily SMAs. And let's look at today's levels. So here's the first level I'm watching, 258, right? 258 right here is really the first level I'm watching for a pullback. Why? It's this little high right here. 258, this little high right here. If we get a pullback to that, I will look for potential longs off that level, right? I'm going to look to see if Tesla wants to maintain over 258. Obviously, we'll have to see Nasdaq strength to go along with that move. The other level that you could watch is 260. I don't really see, I know it's a psych level. I know it's, a big level for a potential hold, but I'm not really seeing much reactions, like very clear reactions at 260, and you're actually breaking back below it right now. So if you open today under 260, right, now you need to be cautious of this turning into a rejection point because Tesla is now falling below 260. Is the market pulling back? Okay, so you're pulling back on the Nasdaq right to those key levels here. So yeah, so look at this. This is going to be interesting. Do you hold over this 15,150 on Nasdaq here? It's going to be very key. Do you hold over this 44.25 on the ES? Very key, all right? So if you are looking to long Tesla today, right, I would rather be long probably anywhere between 258 and like this 257, right, in this zone, 258, 257, right here. That would be a little pullback entry I'd look for, but I would have to be cautious of being long back into 260, right, because you can see, look at the 260 rejection yesterday. If you open the market down here, right, and you sort of hold here, you might just be able to scalp it into 260. You want to be careful trying to hold it through. If Tesla finds a really solid hold over 260 today, then I think that's your next leg higher. So 257, I'm sorry, 257, 258, I think that's a must hold here. If you hold that, maybe look for that bounce. If you are able to regain 260 today, then I think that leads to further upside into 265, 266, right? This is really the ultimate target, I think, right up here, 265, 266, right up at this supply. So need to hold 258, need to hold 260 today for that continuation to come in. This 258 retest would be nice, though, right here. That's what I'm looking for. Come back to the trend, right? You got a little uptrend. Come back to that trend, right? Sort of pull back into trend, bottom of this trend. Hold that for another upside push. All right? That's Tesla. Nvidia. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not that bullish on this move here. I'm not that bullish here. I don't really like Nvidia longs. It doesn't, at least for me, right? My strategy, I would not be long on Nvidia here. It does not make sense, right? I am not going to long back into these lows, right? So I don't know. I think Nvidia could maybe be another short side play, especially if the market does get weak here, right? If we get another weak move on maybe semiconductors, or, you know, on the Nasdaq in general, this could be a nice little re-short entry at this 420 retest. So the only way I would even consider longs on Nvidia, especially where it is now, right? If you didn't catch the longs off 400, you know, longing now is just a total chase, right? That's just a total chase. There's absolutely no merit to longing here on Nvidia unless you think it's just going to break 420, which is totally against every strategy, everything that I do personally. You need to be back above 420. You need to see 420 turn back into a strong demand before you can long Nvidia, in my opinion. All right, you need to start to see this, right, this back above 420 before you can look to long this thing again. The only other place that I would consider longs on Nvidia is back at 400. That's the only other place, back at 400. You either long it here, right, or you long it above 420. If you long at the channel high here, you're getting it just doesn't make sense, guys. You got to pay attention to these levels. It does not make sense to long into this previous triple bottom low at 420. So maybe it just does it because Nvidia is Nvidia, right? I'm not saying it can't do it, right? Because Nvidia, we all know Nvidia has sometimes a mind of its own. It's a beast. It has been a beast. Is there a chance it just does this today? Absolutely, there's a chance. But am I going to just am I just going to change everything up in my trading strategy because, Nvidia's moving higher? No, absolutely not. That's not going to take me anywhere in trading. So if we get above 420, if we start to hold it, sure, I'll look for that long. But if we are below it like we are now, I am sort of interested, to be quite honest, in whether this rejects here again. So 420, that's your big level today. I would not touch it until you see a 420 test, see what happens there, or the 420 or the 400 demand. So that's really it's what I'm watching here on Nvidia. Watch this 420 rejection potential. All right, Apple. This was sexy. We talked about this one yesterday. Let's see if I got a nice little clean look at it from yesterday morning. I think I do. Yeah. So right here, let me zoom in. That's a little bit too big. Holy crap. Apple. All right, there we go. So, right, you guys can see right here, this little Apple chart. You got the previous highs, previous high, break, retest, little bull flag right here, right? Strong break over supply at 187.50. If we hold over this level, like Apple for more, look for that previous triple top to act as support, right? Look at this. Beautiful. That's exactly what you're looking for there, right? That's exactly what you're looking for there. So you can see, what did we do? All we did was a little break and retest of the previous highs. Previous high, break, retest, bull flag, bam, right? We've seen this countless times in this market. Very nice move on Apple. That's really what happened yesterday. Today, I think you just put a line at 190, right? I think you put a line at 190 because that's just a psych level. You are at all-time highs, so there's really nothing to go off of here. I think you put a line at 190, right? You keep that there. You make sure you're watching that 190 supply potential. If we go to the 15-minute, I'd say a pullback to right around this previous high here is about where you'd like to maybe potentially look long again. 188.50 area, right? You can see right here, previous highs into a double bottom low intraday, right? So you watch the 190 supply, you watch the 188.50 demand, right? If Apple does this today and Apple starts to hold over that 190, right, then you're looking for more upside. So 190 supply, 188.50-ish demand right up in here, right? That's sort of what I'd watch, about a 50-cent range today. I'm sorry, $1.50. 188.50, 190. Look to see if it breaks this channel. Really nice setup though yesterday. Just really quite beautiful on this little flag, and then just to squeeze it open. So look for that. It's happening everywhere. Netflix. All right, Netflix. So yesterday we talked about that 415 demand, right? We talked about this trend break, this downtrend back into the triple top. You guys can see right here. This was nothing but a break and a retest of the previous triple top highs, right? So breakout, pull back, retest the triple top, right? Turn the previous triple top into a new demand, hold the 20 SMA, right? And then you squeeze over this downtrend. Huge squeeze over the downtrend yesterday. And what is key that happened yesterday, right? What is key that happened intraday on Netflix yesterday? You can see right here, previous highs, previous highs, previous highs. If I go to the 5-minute chart, look at the hold above that previous 427, 430 demand yesterday, right? You held above it, you pushed, you came back down, you held above it again, you pushed again, right? If you are above this 427, I would say even move this to like 430. I would probably want to see it over 430 to stay really strong, right? So you can see 430, you rejected. Look at the hold right there at 430. Look how clean that was. So previous rejections into a clean hold, upside continuation. End of day, you moved back into 430, held it again, right? If you hold above 430 today, right? If you hold above that 430, I'm going to assume that Netflix continues this run into these highs, right? 448, 450. As long as you're above that 430 demand today, I'm going to assume that Netflix creates another channel here, creates another stair step, and eventually will push towards that 450, 447. All right, so all eyes on 430 on Netflix. See if it stays above it today. That is going to be very key. MU. So this is a very, very clean chart, but you need to break 71. All right, so MU, you guys can see the definition of a break and retest, the definition of stair-stepping patterns, right? Previous highs into new demand, triple bottom demand at a previous quadruple top supply, right? So very easy to read there. Now, you can clearly see, however, right, 71 is the level that needs to break. Now, you know what's even more interesting is 71 is the level that it needed to get above for call options to appreciate yesterday post-earnings. So the expected move was it was about a $4 move. So it was anywhere between, what is that? It's 63, right? 63 and 71. Pretty much the expected move was this channel. They had it pretty much spot on, right? So what did it do? It tapped 71 and it rejected. And what does that mean? That means they did not want people making money on call options yesterday, because this was the exact expected move to the upside, pretty much to the dot. All right, so that's what happens on earnings, right? This is just going to kill all call option players. That's what happens. That's why you don't play earnings. Today, right, if you get over that 71, right, if you do get over that 71 at any point today, next week, whenever, I think this can continue. All right, I think MU could continue on a strong earnings, but it needs to be over 71. I would not long this unless it's over 71. All right, so keep an eye on 71 on MU, guys. I think that's your key level. If you see that 71 turn into support, you might be in business there. All right. Snow. 185, 185. That's what it's all about today. So snow, you guys know. Yes, snow, you guys know. Snow had a huge squeeze over 185 yesterday, but it did come all the way back in, right? So a little bit, you got to be a profit taker. If you didn't take profits there, right, then can you do a full walkthrough video on SPY on how you find levels? If you watch the live stream and you watch what we do every single morning here live, it's pretty much a video every single day of the week. So just pay attention when I do SPY levels in the morning. You get a live video every day. All right. Anyways, 185. So previous highs, 185, right? Very clear. 185 right there, 185 right there, 185 right there, 185 right there, right? 185 multiple times. 5-minute chart. 5-minute chart on snow. You guys can see right here. You guys can see right here. If we hold above 185, then you want to see if that can hold on, right? If you can hold on to that 185 level today, I do not mind snow for more upside, right? I do not mind snow for more upside. So keep an eye on that 185, right? Keep an eye on that level. If you hold above it, I do not mind that long, but you need to see, obviously, Nasdaq continuation, right? You need to see the Nasdaq hold that 150. You need to see the ES hold that 44.25, right? So you need to see those technical holds on the futures. But if you do, then watch this 185 demand, right? Because that is the channel high, right? And if you hold above a channel high, then you are looking for that demand to step in. So 185 is the level, right? 185 is the level. I don't know if you guys understood. The reason I was yelling is because we have in all caps. Caps lock has been initiated. AMD, just a little joke, my friends. 5-minute chart AMD. This is an interesting one. It's on a little battle back. Let me go to the 30-minute. 30-minute. Just waking you up. Just waking you up. Got to wake up. All right. So I don't know if I like 111. Yeah, I think I'm going to trust just 111. I don't think I'm going to go with the 111.70 here. So 111 has to hold AMD, right? 111. 111, right? So previous highs. Am I going to talk about open? No, Bart. That's for the chat only. That's our little dark horse. Previous highs, previous highs, previous highs, 111. That has to hold today. If you see a break and retest of 111 today on AMD, right, that could be, right, that could be, really? Really? There is nothing misogynistic about me calling Tesla she. Nothing. And if you don't like it, then leave the chat. That's one of the most ridiculous comments I've ever seen. 111, right? You guys can see right here. Hold, or I'm sorry, rejection, 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 right? At 111. If you hold that level, right? If you hold that level at 111, that is a very, very interesting hold. I would watch that, right? I would keep an eye and see if 111 can turn into a new demand today. All right? That's what I would be paying attention to. 111 on AMD. Look for that break and retest. All right. It's about time that we head out. Chat's getting out of control. A little bit of fun today. Gotta love the little drama. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Wakes you up. Get up. Get up. All right. Time for me to get out of here. Time for me to get out of here. Have a fantastic trading day. Watch the levels we talked about on the futures. Very, very key. Yeah. What a day. Have a fantastic day. Be safe out there. Be smart. Sorry, I'm not going to be able to get to the other stocks. Sorry. It's too late. It's 8:53. I got to head over to the chat. So keep an eye on some of those levels, futures levels. Thank you guys for being here. Love you guys. Always a good time. Light up the chat. Press the like button. GG's in the chat. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Chat might have to go on subscriber only. No, it's all right. I like it. It's fun. It's a good time. What would we do without a little bit of drama, huh? What the hell would we do without a little bit of excitement? We need a little excitement in our lives. All right, guys. Have a great day. Press that like button before you head out. Subscribe to the channel. And I will see you guys next week. No stream tomorrow. There is no live stream tomorrow. Okay? No live stream tomorrow. I will be out of the country, having a nice vacation. It's time to enjoy the fruits of our labor. All right? Monday, half day. Tuesday, markets closed. Take it as an opportunity to enjoy yourself. Take some time off. Refresh. Second half of the year, right? This is the second half of the year. We're 6 months in. Let's end the second half of the year strong, right? This is a perfect little mid-year break. Little Monday half day. Don't even look at it. Tuesday, markets closed. Maybe you say Friday 0 DTE. I don't want to trade it because sometimes I'm not real good at Friday 0 DTE. So, hey, let me take this day off. Let me protect my profits that I have on this week. So enjoy your weekend, guys. I hope you have a great 4th because I probably won't talk to you before then. Yeah. Thank you guys for all the support as always, and I will see you next week. Peace out.
Bye.